Once upon a time, there was a very kind girl. Her name was Ella. She lived happily with her father. Ella had fine clothes and jewelry. She had a big room with a warm, cozy bed. A few days later, Ella saw Father in the garden. "You look happy, Father," she said. Father laughed.
I have exciting news. I met a lovely lady.
Father said.
We're going to get married.
Ella gasped. "Father, I'm so happy for you!" A week later, Father got married. Ella's new stepmother had 2 daughters. The older daughter was tall and thin. The younger one was short and plump. "It's nice to meet you," Ella said. The 2 daughters smiled. So did their mother, but there was a nasty look in her eyes. One morning, stepmother woke Ella.
"Get up, lazy girl,"
She snapped.
"I have some news. Your father is dead."
Ella gasped. Tears filled her eyes. "Oh no!" she cried in pain. "Father! My poor father!" After that, nothing was the same. Ella was still kind and polite, but stepmother was now mean. Stepmother gave fancy dresses to her daughters. Ella wore ugly old rags. The stepsisters slept in soft feather beds. Ella slept on a hard bed made of straw. Gert napped all day long. Trudy ate all day long. But stepmother made Ella work. She scrubbed, swept, and mopped. Ella liked to sit near the fire. She remembered her days with Father. "I miss him so much," she thought. The stepsisters saw Ella by the fire. Trudy giggled.
"You're covered in ashes."
Ella likes ashes and cinders.
Gert said.
Let's call her Cinderella.
The next morning, a trumpet blew loudly.
"A royal messenger!"
Stepmother cried. Stepmother and her daughters ran outside. Cinderella wiped her hands on her apron. Then she followed them. "I wonder what the message is," she thought. A big crowd was outside. The royal messenger sat on a horse.
Ahem.
The messenger said.
This is a very important message. The prince is hosting a ball. All fine ladies in the kingdom are invited.
Several ladies said at once. Cinderella's stepsisters clapped with delight.
We're going to the prince's ball.
Gert cried. Trudy's eyes lit up.
"This is so exciting!"
She said.
"Maybe the prince will ask me to marry him."
Gert snorted.
No way, Trudy. The prince will fall in love with me. I'm beautiful and tall.
A ball, Cinderella said softly. There will be music and dancing. It will be so much fun.
"Cinderella!"
Stepmother laughed loudly.
"You're not going to the ball. You are not a fine lady."
Later, stepmother found Cinderella.
"You must make pretty gowns for my daughters. Everything must be perfect."
Cinderella made 2 beautiful gowns. The stepsisters put them on.
"I look lovely,"
Trudy said.
I look lovely too.
Gert said. Trudy looked at Cinderella.
"Poor Cinderella,"
She whispered.
"You will miss the ball."
Stepmother spun around.
"Hush, Trudy! Cinderella has work to do."
She yelled.
"She will stay home and scrub floors."
At last, it was the night of the ball.
Goodbye, Cinderella.
The stepsisters called. Tears slipped from Cinderella's eyes. She began to sob. Cinderella felt awful. Her stepsisters were at the fancy ball. But she was home alone. I wish I could go to the ball. Cinderella wiped away her tears. I must not feel sorry for myself, she said. I have lots of work to do. Cinderella got a rag and a bucket. She got down on her hands and knees, and she began to scrub. Cinderella heard something. What was that? She thought. She went outside. There was a small woman at the fountain. She had sparkling wings.
Oops,
She said.
I'm all wet.
Cinderella gasped. Who are you?
I'm your fairy godmother.
The woman said. She stood up and flapped her wings. The fairy flew over to Cinderella.
I'm here to check on you.
She said.
I wanted to make sure you're okay.
Cinderella stared in surprise. Suddenly, she burst into tears.
My dear,
The fairy said.
what's wrong? Tell me.
I'm not okay, Cinderella said. My life is terrible. I work and work and work, and tonight...
You want to go to the ball.
The fairy said. Cinderella sniffed. Yes, but... The fairy smiled brightly.
Then you will go.
Cinderella stared at her fairy godmother. Really? I can go to the ball? Godmother nodded.
Yes. Run to the garden and bring me a pumpkin.
A pumpkin? Cinderella went to the garden. She found a nice pumpkin and ran back. Here! Cinderella set the pumpkin in front of Godmother. Godmother tapped it with her wand. Zap! The pumpkin was now a golden coach.
Next, we need some horses.
Godmother said. I'll find some mice, Cinderella said. Godmother counted.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Zap! The mice turned into a team of horses. Godmother looked around.
Who will drive the golden coach?
There are rats in the cellar, Cinderella said.
Perfect.
Godmother replied.
Bring me one.
Zap! Soon a jolly driver with whiskers stood there. Zap! Zap! 2 lizards became handsome servants. Godmother smiled.
Your coach is ready, my dear.
But Cinderella pointed at her clothes. The fairy touched her lightly with the wand. Zap! Cinderella's ugly rags were gone. Now she wore a beautiful gown with sparkling jewels. And on her feet, Cinderella wore the prettiest glass shoes in the world. She climbed into the coach. Goodbye, Godmother! I'm off to the ball! The golden coach started down the road.
Wait!
Godmother called. The coach stopped. Cinderella looked back. What is it?
You must obey one rule tonight.
Godmother said.
You must leave the ball by midnight, or...
Yes? Cinderella asked.
Poof!
Godmother said.
Your golden coach will disappear. Your clothes will turn back into rags.
Cinderella nodded. I promise, Godmother. I will leave the ball by midnight. The horses took off again. Thank you, Cinderella called.
This is boring.
The prince thought. He went outside and sighed. There were many fine ladies at the ball, but he didn't want to marry any of them. Just then, the prince spotted something. A golden coach was coming,
Who's that?
he said.
It looks like a beautiful princess.
The golden coach arrived at the palace. Cinderella saw a handsome young man. The prince, she whispered. The prince rushed down the steps.
Hello.
He said softly. He bowed and took Cinderella's hand. The prince and Cinderella entered the ballroom. Everyone hushed.
Who is that?
They whispered.
Who is that beautiful princess?
Cinderella danced with the prince. The king and queen watched them.
What a beautiful princess!
They said. The fine ladies stared too.
Who made the princess's gown?
They asked. The prince and Cinderella began to dance again. Before midnight, Cinderella stopped. I must go, she said.
Oh,
The prince said sadly.
I'm having another ball tomorrow. Will you come?
I will try, Cinderella said. At home, Godmother was waiting by the fire. Oh, Godmother, Cinderella said. I had a wonderful time at the ball. The prince is so handsome. Cinderella fell asleep with a smile. The next morning, Cinderella started her chores. Stepmother barked orders at her. But it didn't bother Cinderella today. Last night was lovely, she thought. I wish every night was that wonderful.
Tonight you both must look your best.
Trudy and Gert spent all afternoon getting ready. Finally, they left for the ball. Cinderella felt sad. Then Godmother appeared.
Ready to go to another ball, Cinderella?
Yes! Cinderella cried. Her godmother waved her wand. Zap! Once again, Cinderella wore the glass shoes. But tonight she had a different gown. All night long, Cinderella danced with the prince.
You look even more beautiful tonight.
He said. Cinderella closed her eyes. I never want to leave, she whispered. Bong, bong, bong. Just then, the clock struck. 12 o'clock. Cinderella dropped the prince's hand. She ran outside as the clock struck 12.
Wait!
The prince shouted.
Don't go!
Cinderella started down the steps. One of her glass shoes fell off. Cinderella looked back, but it was too late to get the shoe. Her golden coach was already a pumpkin. Her beautiful gown was an ugly old rag again. The prince ran down the steps.
Where is the princess?
He cried. He ran past Cinderella. Cinderella's heart sank. He didn't know that she was the princess. Slowly, she began to walk home. The prince went back up the steps. Near the top step, something sparkled. The prince said. He picked it up.
What's this?
Cinderella got home. She was tired and cold. She added a log to the fire. Later, the stepsisters came home. How was the ball? Cinderella asked. Was the beautiful princess there again?
Yes.
Gert made a face.
She left at midnight. But the prince kept talking about her. He even found something of hers.
Cinderella leaned forward. What did he find?
A glass shoe.
Trudy said.
It's really pretty. Cinderella,
Stepmother snapped.
get our beds ready.
Cinderella brushed away some tears. The prince will never find me, she thought. At last, the messenger reached Cinderella's house. Cinderella was sweeping. First, Gert sat down. She tried to push her foot into the shoe, but it didn't fit.
Get up, Gert.
Stepmother said.
Now it's Trudy's turn.
Trudy tried to push her foot into the shoe.
It doesn't fit.
She said sadly. Cinderella dropped her broom. What about me? She asked. May I try on the shoe? She was dressed in rags, but the messenger had orders from the prince. Every lady must try on the shoe. Cinderella took a deep breath. Slowly, she slid her foot into the glass shoe. Her stepsisters gasped.
It fits?
The messenger blinked.
It's you!
He cried.
You are the princess!
Stepmother stomped over to Cinderella.
Impossible.
She snapped.
You never left this house.
Cinderella reached into her pocket. She took out the other shoe and put it on. Suddenly, her fairy godmother appeared. Godmother waved her wand. Poof! Cinderella was the beautiful princess again. Gert and Trudy each gave a curtsy.
We are very sorry.
They said. Stepmother folded her arms. The messenger was smiling.
You must come with me. The prince will be so happy.
Soon, Cinderella was back at the palace. Three days later, she married the handsome prince. Cinderella was really a princess now. But she was still very kind. So Cinderella invited her stepsisters to live with her. She even invited stepmother. And they all lived happily ever after.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce ourselves. We are from group 1. Here we will explain about a fairy tale Cinderella, namely the work of Charles Perrault. Let me introduce myself. My name is Pahrudin as the moderator.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hilda as the speaker. Orientation is the process of introducing character and background, place, and the story begins. Upon a time, there was a king and beautiful girl named Cinderella who lived with her colors temper and two sisters. Her father passed away. Her temper made Cinderella do all the work. She can cook and was terribly spent in her home. The film begin. Mr. Cinderella married King her the girl. Dahulu kala ada seorang gadis baik hati dan cantik yang bernama Cinderella yang tinggal bersama ibu tirinya yang kejam dan dua saudara tirinya yang egois. Setelah ayahnya meninggal, ibu tirinya menyuruh Cinderella mengerjakan semua pekerjaan rumah. Ia memasak, membersihkan rumah, dan diperlakukan dengan buruk. Meskipun Cinderella diperlakukan dengan buruk, ia tetap baik hati dan lembut.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Hannah as the speaker. Complication is the thing happening to the characters and challenge. One day, the king announced the green ball to find a bride for the prince. Every young woman in the kingdom was invited, including Cinderella's stepsister. They were excited and spent days preparing their dress. Well, Cinderella was left out. She asked her stepmother if she could go. But her stepmother mocked her and told her she had no suitable dress. Even more, they tore apart the old dress Cinderella had prepared for herself. Suatu hari, raja mengumumkan pesta dansa besar untuk mencarikan pengantin bagi sang pangeran. Setiap gadis di kerajaan diundang, termasuk saudara tiri Cinderella. Mereka sangat gembira dan menghabiskan waktu berhari-hari untuk mempersiapkan gaun mereka. Sedangkan Cinderella ditinggalkan. Cinderella bertanya kepada ibu tirinya apakah dia boleh ikut pergi. Ibu tirinya malah mengejeknya dan mengatakan, kamu tidak punya gaun yang cocok. Lebih parahnya lagi, mereka merobek gaun yang sudah Cinderella siapkan untuk dirinya sendiri.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dipa. I stay speaker.
Climax is the biggest problem. Heartbroken Cinderella with instinct garden suddenly started fairly good motor. Afraid with her Maggie's once. The very good motor transformed a pumpkin into a magazine, carries into horse, and Cinderella in 10 dress into a dazzling ball which sparding glass river si warned Cinderella. You must return before midnight or the magic will decide favor. Patah hati. Cinderella menangis di taman. Tiba-tiba ibu peri datang membawa tongkat sihirnya. Ia mengubah labu menjadi kereta kuda yang megah, tikus menjadi kuda, dan gaun Cinderella yang robek menjadi gaun pesta yang memakau dengan sepatu kaca yang berkilau. Ia memperingati Cinderella, kamu harus tiba sebelum tengah malam, kalau enggak sihir itu akan lenyap. Dicek.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Rifki. As the speaker, Alvarian was enchanted by Cinderella beauty, including the prince danced with her all night and all take his eyes off her. Cinderella was so happy that she forgot the time when the lock began to strike me the night. She remembered the fairy god monster running and ran out of the palace in her hurry. She left behind one of her glass slippers.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aulia as the speaker. Resolution: how the character solved the problems. The next day, the prince declared he would marry the girl who would fit the glass slipper. He searched the entire kingdom, visiting every house. When he arrived at Cinderella's home, her stepsister tried to fit the slipper, but their feet were too big. Finally, Cinderella came forward. The slipper fit perfectly. The prince knew she was the one he had danced with at the ball. He asked her to marry him, and she said yes. They lived happily ever after, while the stepmother and stepsister were left to regret their cruelty. Keesokan harinya, sang pangeran mengumumkan bahwa ia akan menikahi gadis yang kakinya pas dengan sepatu kaca tersebut. Ia pun menjelajahi seluruh kerajaan, mengunjungi setiap rumah. Setibanya di rumah Cinderella, saudara-saudara tirinya mencoba memasangkan sepatu kaca tersebut, tetapi kaki mereka terlalu besar. Akhirnya Cinderella pun maju. Sepatu kaca itu pas sekali. Sang pangeran tahu bahwa gadis itu adalah wanita yang berdansa dengannya di pesta dansa. Ia melamarnya dan gadis itu setuju. Mereka hidup bahagia selamanya, sementara ibu tiri dan saudara tirinya menyesali kekejaman mereka.
Cinderella is classic European fairy tale. It tells the story of a girl named Cinderella who lives with her cruel stepmother and stepsister. Cinderella is a beautiful, kind, and always tries. Cinderella adalah dongeng klasik Eropa. Dongeng ini mengisahkan seorang gadis bernama Cinderella yang tinggal bersama ibu tiri dan saudara tirinya yang kejam. Cinderella cantik, baik hati, dan selalu berusaha sebaik mungkin meskipun menghadapi kesulitan. That's all we can say about this fairy tale. We apologize if there are many mistakes. We hope this is useful for your friend. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.